pod disruption budget policies are useful in that they describe our toleration for maintenance activities, meaning how many replicas can we lose during a maintenance event. This is a really useful policy for applications that have more than one replica. If we take a look at the deployments in this namespace, we're going to focus on the front-end deployment because it has 3 replicas, meaning it would benefit from a pod disruption budget policy. But I could also create PDBs that are risky. Let's find a command that's going to help us figure that out. Here, we're going to use this command called check missing or risky PDBs. And what it's going to do for us is it's going to scan all the deployments and stateful sets in this namespace. It's going to determine which ones are eligible for a PDB, meaning they have more than one replica. And if they do have pod disruption budget policies, if they're risky. Here we can actually see it's discovered 2 of them, one of them that we called bad, and it's classified as risky, and one of them that is good, and it's classified as okay. Now, the reason that the bad one is called risky is because it basically says we have 100%, we must have 100% availability, or minimum availability is 100%, which basically means that we actually can't perform maintenance activities or reschedule any pods on any other node when we're trying to upgrade nodes or do software updates or things like that. So that's going to block maintenance activities. Let's actually take a look at what that command is doing a little bit deeper. It kind of starts at the bottom because we do have a function up here. But really what we're going to do is we're going to get a list of all the deployments, put those into JSON format, and send that list with particular match labels. These are what the important component in how a pod disruption budget policy determines to apply itself, is using these match labels. Really, it's looking for a label like app equals front end. It's then going to take that list and it's actually going to send it to our check health function. And what that check health function is going to do is extract all the labels, and then it's going to assess whether or not it should have a pod disruption budget policy. So if we have more than one replica and no policies exist, we're going to say that it's missing. Otherwise, we're going to go through any PDBs or any policies that do exist, and we're going to assess some of the values of those pod disruption budget policies. Really, we're going to extract the minimum available or maximum unavailable configurations. Those are both, you can use either one. And then we're basically going to go through and determine if they're either set to 100% minimum availability, 0 maximum unavailability, that's 0 replicas, meaning none of them can leave or be evicted, or 0% maximum unavailability. If any of those configurations are present, then we deem it risky because it could block maintenance activities. Otherwise, if the minimum availability is less than 100 or the maximum unavailability is greater, or not 0, greater than 0, or the maximum unavailability is greater than 0%, then it should be okay because it means that we can evict some of the pods for maintenance activities. Now, if you want more resources, there is now this helpful links section that can also take you to external documentation links for more reading and more information.